Trading days, October 30th, 2016. We're going to go through this briefly. I want to get this monthly report out. This is the daily chart of the SP 500 that we typically show, and this greenish brown line is another version of the Bradley. I brought this up 2 or 3 times before. We had shown the geocentric Bradley, that's Earth-centered, the heliocentric Bradley, and now I'm showing really an adjusted geocentric Bradley, typically called the Bradley sum, or Bradley Shremenko, the fellow who developed it. It's typically known to be a little more sensitive. So let's look at a couple. We've just come down to this low in October, or what would appear to be a low. Now, the Bradley doesn't show direction. All it shows is changes in trend, changes in direction. That's what it's forecasting. The pardon me. The move up that I'm pointing to on the screen, we've got to ignore amplitude. So this low here, which looks like a big V-shaped low, if we're just looking at price, has about as much meaning as, say, this little move here. Amplitude is not part of what the Bradley looks at. We're strictly looking for changes in trend. So that's a change in trend I'm pointing to. This would be a change in trend. This doesn't always work. I should make that point. I've made it before. This looks like a fairly straight move, but the length of it we've got to ignore. All we want to look at is where there's a change in trend. That's what this is useful for. It doesn't always work. We need, what I use is plus or minus 2 days on a daily chart, which is what we're looking at, and plus or minus a week if I'm looking at a weekly chart with this Bradley sum on it. So this is interesting that we do have a small turn 11.7. That's the day before the election in the U.S. And while we're here, we'll look at the 2 moving average. We typically include the red being the 15-day simple moving average, the blue the 45-day or half of the 18-week cycle. And everything is pointed down and price is below both, so this looks like it's setting up for a move down. And if we look back, we're in this area here, which was early June. This is where we may hit some initial resistance. I don't usually trade the news, but with the what's come out of the FBI, this is really historic and could affect the markets next week. So I brought that up right at the beginning, right at the start of the report. Okay, that's all I wanted to say on this. Thanks for listening.